Hi, I am Elle McNichol. I'm the author of Some Like It Cold, a YA autistic romance, which is out in October, and Kiri, the prequel to my award-winning debut and the Emmy-nominated TV show that I wrote on A Kind of Spark. This is Kiri, the prequel, which is out this April, which is very soon. And because I have 2 books out this year, that means double the PR, double the marketing. So here we go. This is an old favourite, we're doing a What's in My Bag. I haven't done these in a while. The bag in question, it's called The Book Tote by Dior, and boy is it aptly named because it does have books in it. Right, okay. So I used to work in fashion, and when I worked in fashion we did lots of What's in the Bag videos back in the heyday of What's in the Bag, and everybody would God bless them. They would always be like, these are my keys and I really need these because they help me get into my house, and so I'm not gonna do my keys, my purse, my earphone, my AirPod. I'm not gonna do the absolute basics. Please be rest assured, I have house keys, I have your basic necessities. So we're going to start with things that are a little bit more individual, I hope. Gum, that kind of stuff, not gonna do. Okay, first things first, it's cold. Gloves. It's January. So right now, January is meetings time. That's when authors, I would say, and screenwriters, we're doing a lot of meetings. We're kind of coming back from a little break over December, and we're trying to prepare for the year. So that means lots of meetings, lots of hopping from place to place, and it is cold. So gloves are an absolute must. I don't like mittens. Actually, this is a fun story. The cover for Some Like It Cold, coming out in October, has a Jasper, the autistic heroine, on the front, and she's covering her eyes. And in the original cover they sent, she was wearing mittens, and I hate mittens, not just because I'm autistic and I hate the way they hold my hands. I have to have actual gloves you can use your fingers. So they gave her fingerless gloves after I complained. I was like, can we maybe lose the mittens? They're too cutesy, and also as an autistic I like to be able to use my fingers. And they were like, yeah, we can lose them. So gloves are important. Boy, I'm gonna have to go quickly, that's 2 minutes already. Okay, deodorant. Little Mermaid deodorant in my case, which I love. Makeup bag, I got this in Paris. As you can see, it's chock-a-block. I usually only wear makeup for events. I'll put a bit of lipstick on for a video, but for events I will put makeup on. I've never had enough time before an event to put lashes on. I'm usually about to do it and then someone comes into the green room to talk or say hi or talk about the books, and I always end up chatting a lot to people before an event. So makeup bag is essential. Hairbrush, again, these kind of counts as essentials. I don't think I have to mention them too much. Jewelry thing, right? It will have a name. It's a jewelry box, it's just a tiny one. But this is good for if you're doing an event and you're I don't know if I want, I don't know if I want to wear stuff, you can just chuck them in here. This is a ring from Chanel, it's my Coco Crush ring. I actually cannot talk about how I got this ring. I signed a non-disclosure agreement. Or rather, I can't talk about who gave it to me. So there we go. That's my pride and joy. My Blue Peter badge as well, I always keep in the jewelry box because, again, oh my gosh, Vaseline. So when I was a teenager, I had no makeup. When I was a teenager, 10 years ago, it wasn't the beauty age that it is now. And growing up in a tiny village in Scotland, which I write about in both Some Like It Cold and in Kiri, living in a very small town, there were no beauty shops. You didn't have any makeup. So I would use Vaseline for highlighter. And honest to God, I still carry it because Vaseline can cure anything and everything. If you've got a squeaky door, anything Vaseline can solve. But I always still, traditionally, will put a tiny little bit of Vaseline in with my highlighter, just so that's not blended properly, so it might be sticking out with the rest of the video. But for your lips, whatever, Vaseline was what I used for highlighter when I was a teenager. We didn't have any, so I would put Vaseline everywhere. And I still do. So there we go, Vaseline. Oh, my words. So if you've ever done an event with me, if you've ever been in a green room with me or, anything, I will have made you pick a word from this bag. I made all the kids on A Kind of Spark do this when we were about to shoot a big scene back in season 1. We've just wrapped season 2, but in season 1 I was like, pick a word, and whenever I do a book launch or an event, we pick a word. So we're gonna pick a word now very quickly. Let's see. What feels good today? What's speaking to me today? Depth. I mean, what has more depth than a What's in My Bag video? Absolutely. Okay, so my words are very close to my heart. Passport. I travelled a lot last year. I went to where did I go? I went to Bologna. I've been to Rome. I've been to Sardinia, the US, Berlin, lots of places for work I've travelled, so having the passport is essential. Ear defenders, again, I'm autistic. Sometimes things can be a little bit overwhelming. I'm going to see the Eras tour twice this year, so I will have these with me. They are very beautifully custom made ones with a mermaid's tail. Absolutely love them. And they really, really help kind of block out just that really intense noise. An eye mask, because again, if you're doing a school visit, you're there's a possibility you're staying in a hotel because it's far away from London. So I'm a very weird sleeper. Again, it's an autism thing. It's just I like my creature comforts. I like my familiarity. So when I'm in a strange place, I sometimes struggle to read. So having things that relax you when you're away from home really helps. What's this? Almost everything cream for hair. Just put a little bit. I mean, it really does what it says. Almost everything. It really does do almost everything. What's this? Lip balm. Oh, this is pink lemonade flavored. Oh my god, smell. Brand new, lovely. If you have dry lips like I do. Perfume. This is from Florist in London, which is like they do custom really special perfumes. They're really, really cool, and they've had some amazing clients. Personalized note cards. I'm really lucky that I get letters from readers, and sometimes they are wonderful and they give me their address so I can write back to them, and I always like to have a little personalized card to say thank you so much, sometimes with a badge or a bookmark depending on what's available in the office, but that's always super fun. Oh my gosh, this funny thing, this was a gift, this was a Christmas present, and I use it on other people more than I do myself. It's always really cold. Feels great. Oh, it feels nice. It's always super cold. It really relaxes me actually. So yeah, I use that more on other people. I'm always like stroking other people on the face with it. Nothing wrong with that. The agenda. I've got a big meeting next week with my publishers for Kitty, which is out in April, and we will be getting the schedule in order. So the diary is probably the most important thing in the bag. A mirror with Iris's face on it, Iris Apfel. If you don't know Iris Apfel, I feel sorry for you. Learn, appreciate, respect and love. She's a style icon. What have we got? We've got hand cream because COVID is still with us in our hands. Need a little bit of love and a little bit of care. Oh my gosh, I did this really fast. When I first did this way back when I was a baby author, I was really, really slow. And finally, a book to read for myself. This is my favorite book of all time. I have the US version, which is this version, the UK version, which is beaten up and tattered in my office. I have the audiobook. I am obsessed. If she comes out with a graphic novel, I'm reading it. And please, please God, gods of the adaptations, please someone adapt this quickly, preferably the author, Curtis Sittenfeld. I'd love to see it on screen. It's called romantic comedy. It is a romantic comedy, but it's also a deconstruction and an examination of the romantic comedy as a genre. I know, it's so good, isn't it? It's so good. And it's funny, but I'm obsessed with Saturday Night Live, and it's set in a fictional version of Saturday Night Live, and it's so much fun just to look at all the Easter eggs and all the little kind of details that fans of SNL will pick up on. So I always have this with me as well, or my Kindle on my phone. So yeah, that's what's in my bag this January. Like I said, Kitty by Nights Of and myself. Nights Of are publishing it. That will be out on the 4th of April, which is not long, it's a couple months away. 4th of the 4th, 24. And then Some Like It Cold will be out in October. October 1st, USA. October 3rd, UK. This is the proof the final version has a different cover. Like I said, she's got gloves on, she's got red nails, she's covering her eyes. Because when you're autistic and you come from a small town, you're often covering your eyes because you've seen things. They're both about autistic young women. This one's young and queer and trying to change the bad things in her community. This one's young and bi and about to really fall in love hard for the first time. with a guy who's making a documentary on her small town Lake Pristine, and she ends up being in the documentary a lot. And it's that moment where they're all watching the documentary together and everyone realises that their feelings are there to see on screen. Those are my books out this year. Thank you so much if you've ever read any of my books, watched A Crime Spark on TV, which is the TV show of my first book. Bye!